and we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries. 100 dreams mysteries, looping softly, endlessly through the night. Tonight we'll drift through the first shimmering instant when a dream ignites and spreads like light across the mind. The fluid dream logic that turns the impossible into something you swear you've lived before. The secret dream gates where entire worlds melt, reform, and carry you into the next impossible scene. There's nothing you need to do now. Just let your body sink heavier, heavier. Feel the mattress holding you, every muscle softening, your heartbeat slowing, thump, thump, matching the rhythm of space itself, and shoulders melting down, jaw releasing, each breath pulling you deeper, deeper into the calm, the quiet, the dark. If this helps you rest, tap subscribe and hit like, so others can find this calm too, but only if your eyes are still open. Otherwise, just drift. Now, let's drift into dreams. Every night, as you slip beneath the surface of waking, something extraordinary begins. In the first few minutes, as your eyes grow heavy, heavier, you enter a threshold space, a twilight realm where images flicker and dissolve like smoke. These are hypnagogic hallucinations, the doorway visions, neither fully awake nor truly asleep. Your mind begins to weave pictures from nothing, faces emerging from the dark, geometric patterns spinning, colours you've never seen in daylight, pulsing, breathing, alive, and your body, so heavy now, sinking, begins to disconnect from your conscious control. Sometimes, in this delicate transition, you might feel yourself falling, suddenly, sharply, and snap awake. This is a hypnic jolt, a myoclonic twitch, your brain misinterpreting the muscle relaxation, thinking you're actually falling, our ancient protective mechanism from when we slept in trees and falling meant danger. But tonight, you won't snap awake. Tonight you'll just drift deeper, your breathing slowing, softer, softer, and if you listen closely, you might hear it, a sound like thunder inside your head, a sudden bang, a flash. This is exploding head syndrome, harmless. Just neurons misfiring as you cross into sleep. A firework in the brain, signaling the transition, the crossing over, and then you're there. In the first dream, it forms around you like mist becoming solid, like thought becoming world. Scientists have watched this happen, measuring brain waves, watching the exact moment when the thalamus opens the gates, when sensory input from outside fades, and the brain begins to generate its own reality entirely from within. Your eyes begin to move rapidly, darting left and right beneath closed lids, REM sleep, rapid eye movement, tracking dream images that aren't really there, following invisible paths through impossible landscapes. And your muscles, they've gone completely limp, paralyzed, to prevent you from acting out these dreams. from running, fighting, flying in your actual bed. But sometimes, rarely, this paralysis arrives too early or lingers too late. You wake, but cannot move. Your eyes open, but your body won't respond. Sleep paralysis. Ancient cultures called it the night hag, the old hag syndrome. A weight on your chest, a presence in the room, shadowy figures. Sometimes you see them clearly, these hallucinations that blend the dream state with waking vision. Terrifying, but temporary. Just breathe, slow and steady, and the paralysis dissolves, usually within seconds, though it feels like hours, like drowning in stillness. Let your jaw go slack now, completely loose. Feel your tongue heavy in your mouth, resting. Your teeth unclenched, drifting apart. Speaking of teeth, there's a dream almost everyone has, watching their teeth crumble, fall out, one by one, into their hands. Some say it represents anxiety, loss of control, vulnerability. Others connect it to life transitions, the way children lose baby teeth when growing. The meaning shifts, culture to culture, but the image remains universal, ancient, strange, and dreams do speak in symbols, don't they? Carl Jung called them messages from the collective unconscious, images shared across all humanity. The shadow figure, representing the parts of yourself you hide, deny, won't face in daylight. The anima, the animus, the masculine in feminine, the feminine in masculine, appearing as mysterious strangers, guides, lovers, opponents, deep archetypes, rising from somewhere beneath thought, beneath language, beneath civilization itself. Sometimes a dream feels bigger, more than just random neurons firing. Jung called these big dreams. Dreams so vivid, so meaningful, they stay with you for years, decades. They feel like visitations, like something breaking through from somewhere else. Some cultures honor these dreams, seek them intentionally through fasting, isolation, ceremony, dream incubation, planting a question before sleep, and waiting for the answer to bloom in darkness. Your breathing is so slow now, so gentle, barely a whisper, in and out. Feel the cool air entering, the warm air leaving, each exhale, releasing, releasing, pulling you deeper still. The dreams that come in early night, in the first REM cycle, these are usually brief, simple, grounded in the day you just lived. But as the night progresses, as you cycle through sleep stages, REM periods grow longer, stranger. By morning, you might be dreaming for 30, 40, even 60 minutes at a stretch. And the dreams themselves, they become increasingly bizarre, increasingly impossible. Dream entropy, the gradual dissolution of normal rules, physics bending, melting, until you're somewhere else entirely, somewhere that makes perfect sense, until you wake. Have you noticed how time moves differently there. You might live years in a dream, decades, entire lifetimes, compressed into 10 minutes of RM, or the opposite. A single moment stretches, expands, becomes eternal. You're running, but moving so slowly, impossibly slowly, each step taking forever. Time distortion, one of dreams' most consistent features. Scientists have tried to measure it, asking lucid dreamers to signal with eye movements, counting seconds in the dream versus seconds in reality. Sometimes they match, often they don't. The brain creates its own duration, its own tempo, independent of the clock. And speaking of lucid dreams, these are the ones where you suddenly realize, I'm dreaming. The moment of lucidity, like waking up inside sleep. The dream continues, but now you're aware, conscious, able to choose, to fly, to explore, to ask questions of dream characters who might answer with your own unconscious wisdom. Some people train for this, keeping dream journals, writing immediately upon waking, because dream amnesia sets in so fast, within 5 minutes of waking, you've forgotten 50%. Within 10 minutes, 90%. Like trying to hold water in your hands, it slips away, dissolves. But if you write it down, anchor it in language, you can catch fragments, patterns, recurring symbols that appear night after night, your personal dream signs, the clues that you're dreaming. Maybe clocks never work properly in your dreams, or your hands look strange, 6 fingers, or text keeps changing when you read it twice. These signs become doorways. Once you recognize them, you can trigger lucidity. Some use techniques, mild, mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, repeating before sleep. Tonight, I'll remember I'm dreaming. Wild, wake-initiated lucid dream, staying conscious as your body falls asleep, feeling the transition, the dissolution. Silled, senses-initiated lucid dream, cycling attention through sight, sound, sensation, until the dream forms around your awareness. And once you're lucid, once you know you're dreaming, you can do anything. Fly over cities made of crystal, swim through walls, speak with the dead, ask questions, seek answers. Tibetan Buddhists have practiced this for centuries. Dream yoga, using lucid dreams as training for death, for the bardos, the transitional states. If you can stay aware through sleep, perhaps you can stay aware through dying, through whatever comes next. Your eyelids are so heavy now, fluttering, barely holding on. Let them close, just close. There's nothing to see out here anyway. The real show is inside, behind closed eyes, in the dark, sometimes in lucid dreams, when you feel yourself losing control, when the dream starts to fade or collapse. There are tricks, techniques passed down. Spin in a circle, rub your hands together. The physical sensation anchors you, keeps the dream stable. Or look at your hands. Really look. focus. Some say this works because your hands represent your agency, your ability to grasp, to hold, to change. But most dreams, most of the time, you're not lucid. You're swept along, riding the narrative, accepting impossibility as inevitable. This is your friend, except now there's someone else. This is your house, except the rooms are all wrong, infinite. And there are doors that lead to childhood, to places you've never been, to other dreams entirely. Dreams don't follow cause and effect, not like waking life. They follow emotional logic, symbolic logic. One thing suggests another, and suddenly you're there. Teleportation style scene jumps, no transition, no travel. You're in the office, and then you're at the beach, and it feels completely natural. Because dreams don't need continuity, they need emotional truth, they need feeling, and the feelings linger, don't they? After you wake, post-dream emotional residue. You might feel uneasy all day after a nightmare, or euphoric after a beautiful dream, or melancholy after dreaming of someone long gone. The emotion survives, even when the details dissolve, even when you can't remember what you dreamed. You remember how it felt, haunting you like music from another room. Let your shoulders melt completely down into the bed. Feel the weight, the gravity, pulling, every part of you sinking. Your hands, so heavy, like stone. Your legs, like they've merged with the mattress. You're not separate from the bed anymore. You're part of it, dissolving, boundaryless. Some dreams return, night after night, recurring dreams. The same house, the same chase, the same lost room in a building you know. Some believe these are unfinished business, unresolved emotions, trauma trying to work itself through, or simply neural pathways that activate easily, well-worn grooves, like paths through a forest, easier to walk the second time, the 100th time, and nightmares. These aren't just bad dreams, they're intense, terrifying, waking you with your heart pounding, thump, 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 racing, breath shallow. Sometimes they replay actual trauma, the exact event, again and again. Trauma replay dreams, the brain trying to process, to integrate, to make sense of the senseless. Other times, they transform trauma into symbol, into story. Trauma resolution dreams, where you fight back or escape or find a different ending, healing. Slowly, through repeated dream work. Children have more nightmares than adults. Their brains still learning to process fear, still building the architecture of emotional regulation. And children's dreams are different, shorter, simpler, more static, less complex narrative, more like slideshows. By age 7 or 8, dreams begin to resemble adult dreams, longer, with continuous stories, with the dreamer as active participant rather than passive observer. But night terrors, these are something else, not dreams at all, but partial arousals from deep non-REM sleep. The child sits up, screams, eyes open but not seeing, trapped between sleep and wake, inconsolable, terrifying for parents. But the child rarely remembers, because they were never truly awake, never truly conscious. Just the body panicking, the nervous system misfiring, usually outgrown by adolescence. Your breath is barely visible now, just a whisper of movement, in and out and in. Feel your chest rising, falling, rising, falling, like waves on a dark shore, gentle, eternal. You are the ocean, breathing. Even people who are blind, they dream. Those who lost sight after age 5 or 7, they still see in dreams. The visual cortex remembers, keeps creating images, but those born blind, or who lost sight very young, they dream in sound, in touch, in smell, spatial awareness, temperature, emotion. Their dreams are complete, rich, just structured differently. The brain adapting, finding other ways to represent experience, other languages of consciousness, and you can smell in dreams. Sometimes taste, though it's rarer than sight or sound. Some people report entire meals, tasting every flavor, while others never taste anything, never smell anything, even when dream logic suggests they should. Sensory absence, the peculiar gaps. You're eating, but there's no taste. You're in a garden, but no scent of flowers. The brain choosing, selecting what to render, what to omit. Pain is strange in dreams. Most people report feeling less pain or no pain, even in situations that should hurt, falling from buildings, being injured. The brain protects you, usually, though some do feel pain, vivid and sharp, especially those with chronic pain conditions, or in lucid dreams where expectation shapes experience. If you believe it will hurt, it might. And romantic dreams, these happen to everyone, regardless of age or gender. Wet dreams aren't just for adolescents. The body responding to brain activity, to imagery, to sensation generated entirely from within. Sometimes the dream is explicitly romantic, sometimes not. Sometimes you wake to find your body responded to a dream you don't even remember. The unconscious, doing its work, beneath awareness, beneath permission. Gender itself becomes fluid in dreams. You might be yourself, but different, opposite, both, neither. Dream bodies don't follow the same rules. They shift, morph, become other. Some people regularly dream of being another gender and find comfort there, exploration, or simply curiosity. The dream space offering possibilities, rehearsals, alternatives, without consequence, without commitment. Feel your face softening, your forehead smooth, your eyebrows releasing, all the tiny muscles around your eyes letting go, your cheeks, your jaw, your mouth, Everything's soft, slack, peaceful. You're a still pond, reflecting stars, flying dreams. These are common, exhilarating. Some people fly like Superman, arms extended, soaring. Others swim through air or simply float, lifted. Some researchers connect flying dreams to freedom, to escape, to power. Others say it's the brain's interpretation of rematonia, the paralysis, reframed as weightlessness, as liberation. And falling dreams, the opposite, plummeting, desperate, clutching at nothing. Sometimes you wake before impact, sometimes you hit and survive. These often come during the hypnagogic phase, that threshold space again, your body relaxing, your brain interpreting it as falling, triggering the dream, the jolt, the sudden return. Some dreams announce themselves as dreams, false awakenings. You dream you've woken up, gotten out of bed, started your day, brushed your teeth, made coffee, and then you actually wake and realize it was all dream, layers within layers. Some people experience this multiple times in succession. 5 false awakenings, 10 waking and waking and waking, until reality itself feels uncertain, unreliable, dreams within dreams. These are rarer. You're dreaming, and in the dream, you fall asleep and dream again. Nested realities, recursive consciousness. Inception didn't invent this. People have reported it for centuries, though it's unusual, disorienting, layers of forgetting, climbing back through veils of awareness. Thump, thump. Your heart is so slow now, so steady. Barely a murmur. Your whole body humming at a lower frequency, closer to sleep, closer to dreams, almost there. Sometimes you revisit dreams, re-entry dreams. You wake, briefly, and when you fall back asleep, you return to the same dream, the same location, continuing the story, picking up where you left off. Some people can do this intentionally, holding the dream lightly in mind as they drift back, following the thread, returning to that world, finishing the narrative. And dream loops. These are unsettling. You're trying to accomplish something, a task, a goal, but you keep resetting back to the start, again and again, like a scratched record, a glitch in the program, frustrating, exhausting, until you wake, or until the dream finally releases you, moves on, dream echoes, similar but different, an image, a phrase, a feeling from one dream appearing in another, hours later, or nights later, or years later, reverberating, your unconscious mind returning to themes, to questions, to unresolved tensions, weaving them through multiple dreams, multiple nights, a slow conversation with yourself, stretched across time. Music affects dreams. Studies show that people who fall asleep to certain music sometimes incorporate it, hear it in the dream, or the emotional tone bleeds through. coloring the atmosphere, binaural beats, specific frequency differences played in each ear. Some claim these induce lucid dreams, alter brainwave states, though the science is mixed, unclear. But many people swear by them, say they dream more vividly, remember more, wake with greater clarity. Medications change dreams too. SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, often intensify dreams, make them more vivid, more bizarre, sometimes nightmarish. Beta blockers can do the same, and withdrawal from any substance that suppresses REM, alcohol, marijuana, sleeping pills, causes REM rebound, intense dreams flooding back, overwhelming. As the brain catches up on lost dream time, your breathing is barely there now, just the faintest whisper, in and out, like silk sliding over silk, smooth, effortless. You're not breathing anymore. Breath is breathing you, letting, allowing, surrendering. Temperature matters too. The room you sleep in, if it's too hot. Dreams can become more intense, more aggressive. Nightmares increase. If it's too cold, different effects. Shivering might wake you. Fragment your REM, shorten dream cycles. The ideal temperature for dreaming, somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees. Cool enough for deep sleep, warm enough for comfort, for the body to fully let go. Some say the moon affects dreams, lunar cycles, though scientific evidence is thin, anecdotal mostly. But many people report more vivid dreams, stranger dreams, during full moons, whether through actual lunar influence or expectation, or simply because more light enters the room, disturbing the darkness, fragmenting sleep. Pregnancy transforms dreams. Expectant mothers often report intensely vivid dreams, symbolic dreams about the baby, anxiety dreams, sometimes precognitive feeling dreams about the birth, about the child's future. Hormones flooding the system, the body radically changing, the psyche adjusting, processing, preparing through dream imagery. And the menstrual cycle affects dreams too, particularly the luteal phase, after ovulation, progesterone rising, body temperature increasing slightly. Dreams often become more vivid, more intense, more memorable during this time. Another hormonal influence, the body's rhythms playing out in consciousness, in imagery, in emotion. Grief reshapes dreams entirely. When someone dies, especially someone close, they appear in dreams. These visitation dreams feel different, more real, more solid. The person is there, whole, alive, speaking, touching, and the feeling is comfort or confusion or both. Some cultures see these as actual visits, the soul returning, others as the psyche's way of processing loss, maintaining connection, saying goodbye slowly, over months, over years. Let your mind drift now. Let thoughts float past like clouds. Don't hold them. Don't follow. Just watch them appear. and dissolve, appear and dissolve. Nothing you need to think about, nothing you need to remember, just this moment, this breath, this softness. In therapy, dreams become tools, windows into the unconscious. Patients share dreams, and therapist and patient work together, unpacking symbols, exploring feelings, finding patterns. Sometimes a dream reveals what words cannot, what the conscious mind won't admit, won't face. And dream sharing, the simple act of speaking a dream aloud to a witness, gives it weight, makes it real, acknowledges it. Polyphasic sleep, sleeping in multiple short periods throughout the day instead of one long night. This changes dreaming. REM sleep concentrates, compresses. People report extremely vivid dreams, micronaps producing full dream narratives, the brain seizing every opportunity, maximizing limited REM time, and micronaps themselves, even just a few minutes, can produce hypnagogic breakthroughs. Those doorway visions, creative insights. Salvador Dali used this, holding a key as he dozed in a chair. The key would drop, wake him, and he'd paint the images he'd just seen. Thomas Edison did the same with ball bearings, hovering in that threshold space where logic loosens, where impossible connections form. Daydreaming exists on a continuum with night dreams. Some researchers see them as related, different expressions of the same underlying process. The default mode network activating, the mind wandering, making connections, exploring possibilities. You might spend 30 to 50% of your waking hours daydreaming, and every night another 2 hours dreaming. That's enormous. A third of your mental life unspent in states other than focused waking consciousness. The bizarreness of dreams can actually be measured. Scientists have created scales, rating implausibility, impossible combinations, cognitive discontinuities. Dreams score high, significantly higher than waking thought, even higher than psychotic states. They are the strangest thing your brain does, stranger than anything else, and yet you experience them as normal, as coherent while they're happening. Let your whole body melt now. Feel yourself spreading, dissolving into the bed. No edges, no boundaries, just warmth, softness, darkness, held, safe, drifting. Emotion regulation happens through dreaming. The brain processing feelings from the day, integrating them, softening them. Studies show that REM sleep reduces emotional reactivity. People shown disturbing images, then tested later, react less strongly after a night of REM-rich sleep. The dreams themselves, working through, metabolizing, transforming raw emotion into memory, into story, into something manageable. Dream deprivation is awful. When people are prevented from entering REM or woken every time REM begins, they become irritable, anxious, have trouble concentrating, show increased appetite, particularly for carbohydrates, and when finally allowed to sleep normally, REM rebound, the brain dreams intensely, excessively, catching up. Animals dream too. We can see it. Dogs twitching, running in sleep, birds rehearsing songs, silent beak movements during sleep, rats replaying maze patterns, the same neural firing sequences during sleep as during waking exploration. Are they aware in these dreams? Are they conscious? We don't know. We can't know. But something is happening. Some kind of processing, some kind of experience. Archetypal symbols appear across cultures. The wise old man, the great mother, the trickster, the shadow. Jung believed these were inherited, built into the human psyche, expressed through dreams, through myths, through stories told around fires for thousands of years. Whether inherited or learned, culturally transmitted or innate, they do appear regularly, predictably, in dreams worldwide. Cross-cultural dream interpretation reveals both similarities and differences. In Western psychology, teeth falling out might mean anxiety. In some Chinese traditions, it might predict death in the family. Water might mean emotions in one culture, money in another. The symbols shift, but the impulse to interpret, to find meaning, to see dreams as messages, this is universal, ancient, essential. Your heartbeat is almost imperceptible now. Thump, 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 slow, distant, like drums in a valley far away. Everything in you, slowing, quieting, fading into the gentle dark. Some people report shared dreams, dreaming together, experiencing the same narrative, the same locations, from different perspectives. Mutual dreaming, scientifically impossible, no mechanism for it. And yet, people tell these stories, describe matching details, coincidental, perhaps, or suggestion, or simply mysterious. Dream telepathy experiments conducted in the 60s and 70s, trying to transmit images to sleeping subjects to influence their dreams from afar. Results were mixed, tantalizing but not conclusive. The question remains open, unanswered, hovering in the space between skepticism and wonder. Astral projection, out-of-body experiences. These feel distinct from ordinary dreams. People report floating above their bodies, traveling, seeing things they shouldn't be able to see, from perspectives they shouldn't have. Sometimes, rarely. Details check out, verifiable information, more often, ambiguous, could be dreams, could be something else. The line between lucid dream and out-of-body experience, blurry, contested, personal, healing dreams. These have been reported since ancient times. Dreams where solutions appear, where illness is diagnosed, where recovery begins. The ancient Greeks slept in temples, seeking healing dreams from Asclepius. Sometimes they came, sometimes they worked, or appeared to, the placebo effect, the mind's influence on body, or something deeper, something we don't understand yet. Prophetic dreams, precognitive dreams. These are controversial. Many people swear they've had them, dreamed something, and then it happened, exactly as dreamed. Skeptics say this is confirmation bias, coincidence, pattern seeking. You dream hundreds of times a year, thousands. Eventually one will match reality, by chance alone. And yet, the feeling persists, the uncanny recognition, the certainty that you saw this already, in sleep, in darkness, in another world that somehow knew. Dream déjà vu is different, not dreaming the future, but dreaming something that feels familiar, ancient, like you've dreamed this exact dream before, though you know you haven't. A glitch, a doubling, the brain misfiring, marking new experience as old, creating false familiarity, strange and disorienting. Feel the darkness now. Feel it holding you, soft, warm, like water, like space, infinite and gentle. You're floating in it, suspended, weightless. Nothing can harm you here. Nothing can reach you. You're safe, utterly safe, in the deep dark, shape-shifting environments. These are common in dreams. You're in your childhood home, but it's also your current apartment, but it's also somewhere else entirely. The building morphs, expands, contracts. Rooms appear that never existed. Hallways extend forever. Impossible architecture. Escher-like spaces that fold back on themselves, that defy physics, that make perfect sense until you wake. Dream logic puzzles, your mind presenting problems, riddles, tasks that seem urgent, meaningful, but make no sense in retrospect. You must organize all the colors by sadness. You need to find the north side of a sphere. You have to arrive at the place you've already left. Absurd, but in the dream. Vital, desperate, consuming. Familiar strangers appear constantly. People you know, but don't. Faces that feel right, that belong, but can't be placed. Dream characters generated wholesale or composites, mashups of multiple people. Your brain's improv theatre, casting roles, you're filling spaces or creating societies, civilizations, all from nothing, all dissolving at dawn. Voices in dreams. These can be your own voice, other voices, multiple voices, or narration, like a documentary of your own experience. Sometimes the voices say profound things, wise things, and you wake trying to remember, to capture the insight. Other times, nonsense, word salad, or disturbing commands, invasive thoughts, the shadow speaking, the parts you've rejected, demanding attention, surreal dream physics. You can breathe underwater, walk through walls, but also you can't run, can't dial a phone, can't turn on lights. Switches don't work in dreams. consistently across dreamers, the brain struggling to simulate certain complex motor sequences or visual changes. The dream world has rules. They're just different rules. Internal consistency, even if absurd. Sudden dream clarity. This is different from lucidity. You're not aware it's a dream, but everything sharpens, becomes more real, more vivid than waking life. Colors saturate, details proliferate. You can see individual leaves on trees, read fine print, hear layers of sound, texture, depth, hyperreality. Some think this is what dying might be like. Consciousness freed from biological limits, experiencing without filtering, without reduction. Let go of your name now. You don't need it. Let go of what you did today, where you are, who you are. Just be this breathing darkness, this soft awareness, floating, drifting, dissolving into sleep, into dreams, into mystery, hidden dream messages, the brain leaving itself notes, breadcrumbs, books in dreams with titles that mean something, signs with instructions, maps to nowhere or everywhere. Jung believed dreams compensate for waking consciousness. If you're too rational, dreams bring chaos. If you're too chaotic, dreams bring order, always seeking balance, wholeness, integration. Fragmented conversations in dreams. You're talking to someone, but the dialogue jumps, skips, makes no narrative sense. Or you're trying to explain something urgently, but can't find words, or the words come out wrong, scrambled. This reflects the language centers of the brain, less active during REM, speech production impaired, even as you hear, understand, respond. Reappearing symbols, your personal mythology. Maybe you keep dreaming of a specific house, a specific road, a specific animal or color. These become signposts, landmarks in your inner landscape. Some never change, some evolve, mature, transform as you do. Tracking them through dream journals, through years, reveals patterns, psychological evolution, the slow, deep work of the psyche, reshaping itself. Flash dreams, micro dreams. These happen constantly, even during the day. During any moment of zoning out, waiting, boredom, your brain might slip into a fraction of a second of dream imagery, a quick flash, and then back. Most go unnoticed, but sometimes you catch one, a flicker, a ghost. You're on the bus and suddenly you're somewhere else. For an instant, less than an instant, and then you're back. Micro sleep, micro dream, the boundary thinner than you think. Dream colors can be vivid, technicolor, or muted, or black and white. Some people always dream in color, some never do, some both, depending on the dream. There's no clear explanation, no consistent pattern, just variation, personal, mysterious. In the early days of television, more people reported black and white dreams suggesting media influences dream imagery, the brain borrowing, adapting, using available templates, quiet dreams versus cinematic dreams. Some dreams are subtle, small, intimate. A conversation, a walk, simple and still. Others are epic, explosions, battles, disasters, massive and loud. Most people experience both, the range, the spectrum. Some researchers think this reflects what the brain needs to process. Small dreams for small stresses, big dreams for big emotions. Sensory blending, synesthesia in dreams, even more common than in waking. You might hear colours, taste shapes, see sounds as geometric patterns. The normal sensory boundaries, already somewhat artificial, dissolve further in dreams. Everything bleeds together. Crosstalks creates novel experiences impossible in waking life. Thump, thump. Your heart barely beats now, so slow, so far away, and your breath almost gone. Just the tiniest movement. You're almost not here anymore, almost completely elsewhere. Dream interruptions, unfinished dreams, these can haunt you. You are about to discover something, find something, and the alarm goes off, and you're back, incomplete. The dream won't return, won't finish. You carry the feeling all day, the sense of something left undone, something important, just out of reach. Dream after images, similar, the feeling of the dream, persisting, bleeding into waking. You're awake, you know you're awake, but the dream atmosphere clings, colours you, for minutes, sometimes hours, sometimes all day. A residue, a stain, pleasant or unpleasant, but undeniable. Layered dream narratives, multiple storylines, running parallel. You're in one story, and also another, simultaneously, or alternating, or nested. The brain managing multiple simulations, or rather, not managing them, letting them blur, intermingle, create accidental meaning, unintended poetry, dream portals and thresholds, doors, windows, mirrors, tunnels. These often signal transitions, deeper levels, movement from one dream space to another. You walk through a door and everything changes. Different world, different rules, different you. Portals appear in mythology, in fiction, in spirituality, and in dreams, consistently, universally, marking passages, transformations, control techniques in lucid dreams beyond spinning and hand rubbing. Some lucid dreamers shout commands, more clarity, stay stable. Some demand to see specific things, people, places. Some meditate within the dream, deepening lucidity or transforming it, moving toward formless states, pure awareness without content, lucid dream induction methods. There are many. Mild we mentioned, wild, sailed, but also filled, finger-induced lucid dream, tiny finger movements as you drift off, keeping a thread of awareness, W2BTB, wake back to bed, waking after 5 hours, staying up briefly, then returning to sleep, higher chance of lucidity, and reality checks throughout the day, asking yourself, am I dreaming? Until it becomes habit, until you ask in dreams too, and realize, yes, I am. Nightmare resolution through lucid dreaming. Once lucid in a nightmare, you can face the threat, ask it questions, transform it, or simply wake yourself. Many people learn lucidity specifically for this, to escape recurring nightmares, to take back control. It works, often, though not always. Sometimes the lucidity slips, or fear overrides awareness. But it's a tool, a possibility, a light in the dark. Your body is completely still now, utterly relaxed. You couldn't move if you wanted to. You don't want to. Why would you want to? Everything is perfect exactly as it is. This stillness, this peace, you've dissolved, evaporated, become the darkness itself. Dream yoga in Tibetan Buddhism, an advanced practice, not just lucid dreaming, but using dreams to recognize the illusory nature of all experience. If you can see dreams as dreams, you can see waking as waking, see both as constructions, empty, dependently originated, not solid, not permanent. The ultimate goal, maintaining awareness through death. Through the bardo, choosing your next rebirth, consciously, liberation, or at least better odds. Epic dreams, big dreams. These have a quality, a weight, a luminosity that ordinary dreams lack. They feel significant, meant. They might involve mythological figures, cosmic imagery, profound symbolism. You wake from them changed, moved. You remember them for life. They mark moments, transitions, initiations. Jung studied these, collected them, saw them as communications from the self, the totality, the wholeness trying to emerge, to be recognized, to be lived. Shadow encounters in dreams, the dark figure, the pursuer, the monster. These often represent rejected aspects, qualities you've disowned, deemed unacceptable. The shadow isn't evil, just unintegrated, unloved. Facing it in dreams, in lucidity, asking what it wants, what it needs. This can be transformative. The shadow might dissolve, or transform into an ally, or reveal itself as something other than threat, as power, as potential, as you. Collective unconscious symbols. Jung's theory that some dream imagery comes not from personal experience but from deeper, older, shared human inheritance. The great flood, the world tree, the hero's journey, the wise old woman, the divine child, appearing in dreams of people who've never studied mythology, never read these stories, and yet they know them, recognize them, live them in sleep. Let your thoughts slow, slower, each one arriving with more space around it, more silence. Barely thoughts anymore, just whispers, echoes, fading. fading into nothing, into everything, into this infinite softness. Sleep talking sometimes correlates with dream content. Studies using sleep talkers, recording their speech, then waking them, asking about the dream. Often the speech relates, describes the dream action, or reacts to it, but not always. Sometimes sleep talking comes from non-REM stages. No dreams recalled, just words bubbling up from nowhere, meaning nothing, or meaning something we can't access. Pregnancy dreams are often symbolic, birthing animals instead of babies, losing the baby, giving birth to fully grown children, strange hybrid creatures. These reflect anxieties, transformations, the enormity of what's happening. Some pregnant women dream they're the baby, experiencing birth from inside. Others dream of their own mothers, reworking their childhood, preparing, processing. Grief dreams have stages. At first, right after loss, the person appears alive. Well, no acknowledgement of death. Later, dreams where you realize they're dead, or they tell you they're leaving. Goodbye dreams. As time passes, the dreams often become more peaceful. Visits, check-ins, the relationship continuing in dream space forever. Some find comfort, others find pain, most find both. Trauma replay dreams. These are terrible. Exact repetition, the same event, the same helplessness. PTSD hallmark. REM sleep normally reduces emotional intensity, but trauma dreams don't follow this pattern. They stay hot, raw, vivid. Sometimes therapy helps. EMDR, imagery rehearsal therapy, rewriting the dream, changing the ending while awake. Then the new version starts appearing in sleep, gradually replacing healing. Dream deprivation creates cognitive deficits. Memory consolidation needs REM, needs dreaming. Students who cram all night, forgoing sleep, perform worse than those who sleep after studying. The brain needs to dream the information, to process it, integrate it, move it from temporary to permanent storage. Dreams aren't just entertainment or random noise. They're necessary, functional, vital. Your eyes have stopped moving now, deep behind closed lids, still, so still. No more tracking, no more searching, just darkness, just rest. You've gone somewhere else entirely, somewhere deep, somewhere safe, somewhere ancient and eternal. Polyphasic sleep patterns, like the Uberman, 6 20-minute naps throughout the day, or Everyman, 1 longer sleep plus naps. These compress REM, force the brain to enter REM immediately, bypassing earlier stages. Dangerous, actually. Not sustainable long term, but people do it. Entrepreneurs, sailors, soldiers, and they report bizarre dreams, intense dreams. Hypnagogia constantly, living on the threshold between sleep and wake all the time. Hypnagogic hallucinations versus actual dreams. The hypnagogic state, those doorway visions, they're different neurologically. different brainwave patterns than REM dreams, more abstract, more geometric, less narrative, but they blend, overlap. Sometimes a hypnagogic image becomes a dream, transitions seamlessly. You can't tell when it happened, when you crossed over. Just suddenly you're fully asleep, fully dreaming, and the image has become world. Hypnopompic drift, the opposite. Waking up, but not quite. The dream lingers, bleeds into morning. You're in bed, but also in the dream. Both real, both there. Confusing, disorienting, until full wakefulness arrives, clarifies, separates dream from real. Usually, sometimes uncertainty persists. Did that really happen? Was I awake or asleep? The boundary, not always clear, not always sharp. Dream bizarreness scales. Researchers have developed these, rating dreams on implausibility, discontinuity, incongruity. Ordinary dreams score around 5 on a 10-point scale. Lucid dreams often score lower. Consciousness imposing order, constraints. Nightmare dreams score higher, 8, 9. The logic completely abandoned, replaced by pure emotion, pure terror, driving increasingly impossible scenarios. Emotion regulation through dreaming happens even without recall. You don't need to remember the dream for it to work, for it to process. The brain doing its job, behind the scenes, in darkness, in privacy. And you wake feeling different, lighter, clearer, though you don't know why. Can't point to what changed, just something did. Something shifted, healed, integrated, released. Thump, thump. So slow now, so faint. A pulse in the void, barely there. You're almost not a body anymore, almost pure consciousness, floating, drifting, timeless. Children's dreams are simpler, more static, but also more magical. Children accept dream impossibility more easily. They don't question, don't analyze, just experience. For them, the dream might be as real as waking. The boundary, they have to learn it. Culturally, taught that dreams aren't real, aren't important. Some cultures teach differently, value dreams, encourage children to share them, honor them, learn from them. Animal dreaming. Dogs clearly dream. You can see them, paws twitching, running, chasing, whimpering, barking silently. Rats dream about mazes they ran while awake, the same neural patterns firing. Zebra finches dream their songs, rehearsing, practicing, perfecting. Even octopuses, color changes during sleep, suggesting imagery, experience, something happening in these distributed brains. Some researchers believe most mammals dream, some birds, maybe reptiles, maybe everything with a complex enough nervous system experiences something when they sleep. Blind people's dreams depend on when they lost sight. Born blind, no visual content ever. Dreams in sound, touch, smell, emotion, spatial awareness, movement, complete, rich, just different modality. Lost sight later. Visual dreams continue indefinitely. The brain remembers, keeps generating, keeps seeing in sleep what it can't see while awake. Smelling and tasting in dreams. These are rare. Studies show only about 1% of dream reports include taste. Even in dreams about eating, most people taste nothing, or the taste is vague, implied rather than experienced. Smell is slightly more common, maybe 3 to 4%, but still unusual. The chemical senses harder for the brain to simulate, or maybe just less important to the narrative, less attended to, less remembered. Pain in dreams. Most people report reduced or absent pain even in situations that should hurt terribly. Falling, being injured, attacked. But some do feel pain, especially people with chronic pain conditions or in very vivid lucid dreams. The expectation matters. If you believe it will hurt, it might. If you assume dream pain isn't real, it often isn't. The brain, following your beliefs, your assumptions, creating accordingly. Romantic dreams, wet dreams. These happen throughout life, not just puberty. The body responding to brain activity, to arousal, to simulation. Sometimes the dream is explicitly romantic, sometimes not at all. Sometimes you wake to arousal from a dream you can't remember, can't reconstruct. The unconscious working, processing, integrating sexuality, desire, intimacy, or just the body doing what bodies do, randomly, meaninglessly, biologically. Let everything go now. Every last bit of tension, every thought, every concern. You don't need any of it. Not tonight. Tonight you're just this breathing softness, this consciousness dissolving into sleep, into dreams, into the infinite mystery. Nothing to hold on to, nowhere to go, just this, just letting go. Gender fluidity in dream bodies. You might be yourself, but different. Opposite gender, both. Neither shifting, morphing. Some people regularly experience this, find freedom there, exploration. Others only occasionally, surprisingly. The dream allowing what waking life constrains, trying on, feeling into, possibilities, identities, ways of being, without commitment, without consequence, just experience. Dream incubation, the ancient practice. Ask a question before sleep. Focus on it. Hold it gently as you drift. The answer might come in symbol, in story, in direct statement. The Egyptians did this, the Greeks, indigenous cultures worldwide. Some problems can't be solved by thinking, only by dreaming, only by asking the unconscious and waiting, listening, trusting. Unfinished dreams, dream interruptions. You're on the verge of something, about to understand, about to see, and then the alarm, the noise, the world pulls you back, incomplete. The feeling stays, haunting, All day you might try to return, to finish, but you can't. The dream is closed, the door locked. You're left with longing, with the sense of something important, just out of reach, forever. Dream after images, not visual, emotional, atmospheric. The dream clings to waking, colors everything. You're awake, but the dream mood persists, saturates the morning, sometimes pleasant, sometimes disturbing, sometimes just strange, a doubling, a haunting, a bleeding of states, usually fades within minutes, sometimes hours, rarely all day. The dream refusing to release you, holding on. Voices in dreams can be startlingly clear, distinct, saying things you'd never think, sometimes wise, profound, offering guidance, other times disturbing, critical, attacking, the shadow speaking, or internalized voices from childhood, from authority, from culture. Some lucid dreamers ask dream characters questions. Who are you? What do you represent? The answers can be surprising, illuminating, or cryptic, puzzling, more questions than answers. Surreal dream physics. You can breathe underwater, pass through walls, but utter you can't run, can't punch, can't dial phones, can't read reliably, light switches don't work. This consistency across dreamers, across cultures, suggests underlying neural constraints. The brain can't fully simulate certain complex processes during sleep. Motor sequences fail, visual stability breaks, but other impossibilities come easily, naturally. Magic is easier than walking. Your whole being is dissolving now, and no edges, no inside or outside, just openness, vastness. You are the space, the darkness, the silence. Everything that seems separate, solid, has melted, merged into this infinite gentle presence. Sudden dream clarity, hyper-reality. This happens sometimes. Everything sharpens, becomes more real than real. Colors beyond color, detail beyond detail. You can see forever, feel everything, know without thinking. Some describe this as more real than waking life, as if waking is the dream, the reduction, and this is truth. This is what consciousness actually is, when unfiltered, unlimited, free, hidden dream messages, books with meaningful titles, signs with instructions, codes, puzzles, the brain leaving itself notes, or seeming to. Maybe it's all random, pattern seeking, finding patterns in noise, or maybe some part of you knows things, sees things, understands things that consciousness can't access. And dreams are the medium, the messenger, the bridge between knowing and not knowing. Fragmented conversations, trying to explain something, urgently, desperately, but words won't come, or come out wrong, scrambled, nonsensical. This reflects language centers, reduced during REM, speech production impaired, You can hear, understand, but producing difficult, like aphasia, temporary, dream-induced, yet somehow you communicate anyway, meaning transfers through feeling, through context, through dream logic, reappearing symbols, your personal mythology building itself over years, over decades, the same house appearing again and again, evolving, changing, but recognizably itself. The same road, the same animal, the same color, these become landmarks, signposts in your inner world, tracking them, journaling them, watching them transform. This reveals psychological evolution, the slow, deep changes, usually invisible, made visible in dream, in symbol, in story. Flash dreams, micro dreams, happen constantly, quick flickers of imagery during any moment of reduced attention, waiting, boredom, transition, the brain slipping briefly into dream generation. Most go unnoticed, pass instantly, but sometimes you catch one, a fragment, a ghost image, there and gone. You were on the train and suddenly somewhere else, for a fraction of a second. Thin boundary between wake and dream, thinner than most realize. Dream colors vary wildly, person to person, dream to dream. Vivid technicolor, muted watercolor, black and white, sepia toned. Some people always dream in color, some never, most both, depending. No clear pattern, no explanation. Media influence is suggested. People who grew up with black and white TV reported more black and white dreams. Now, in the color era, color dreams dominate. The brain adapting, using available templates, borrowing from culture, from experience. Your heartbeat has become the universe breathing. Thump, thump, cosmic, eternal. You're not in your body anymore. You're everything, everywhere, nowhere. Pure being, pure awareness, pure peace. Quiet dreams versus cinematic dreams. The full range. Intimate conversations. Gentle walks. Subtle and small. Or epic battles. Disasters. Worlds ending and beginning. Massive and overwhelming. Most people experience both. The quiet ones often forgotten, overshadowed by the dramatic, but equally meaningful, equally necessary. Different emotional processing, different integration, small dreams for small adjustments, big dreams for big transformations, sensory blending in dreams, synesthesia, even more common than waking. You hear colors, taste music, see sound as light, as geometry. Normal boundaries dissolve. Everything cross-connects, creates novel experiences, impossible sensations. The brain freed from sensory constraints, from the rules of physics, of biology, just creating, experiencing, exploring possibility. Dream interruptions can haunt for years. You were about to see something, learn something, vital, essential, and you woke. The door closed. The dream won't return, ever. You carry that incompletion, that almost knowing. Some say unfinished dreams are lessons in letting go, in accepting mystery. Others say they're just interrupted, meaningless, random. But the feeling, the longing, that's real, that persists. Dream after images sometimes manifest physically. You wake with tears on your face as from a dream you don't remember, or heart racing from a dream chase, already forgotten, or arousal from a dream that's dissolved, the body remembering what the mind cannot, the somatic truth, outlasting the narrative, the imagery, the conscious recall, layered dream narratives, multiple stories running simultaneously. You're in one story and another at the same time, experiencing both or alternating, rapid fire or nested, dreams within dreams within dreams, the brain managing multiple simulations or failing to manage them, letting them blur, collide, create accidental meaning, emergent significance from chaos, from overlap. Dream portals appear everywhere. Doors, mirrors, windows, tunnels, bodies of water, paintings, veils, each one a threshold, a passage. Walk through and everything changes. Different world, different rules, different self, ancient symbol, door, gateway, appearing in myth, in mysticism, in dreams, always marking transformation, transition, passage from one state to another. Feel yourself sinking now, through the mattress, through the floor, through the earth, sinking down, down, through layers, through stone, through fire, through time itself, down into the deepest place, the oldest darkness, where dreams are born, where consciousness dissolves and reforms endlessly, eternally. Control techniques in lucid dreams, verbal commands work for some. Clarity now, fly, show me what I need to see, demanding, expecting, the dream responding, reshaping, or meditation, sitting within the dream, watching, letting go of control. Paradoxically, this can stabilize lucidity, deepen it, or simply accepting, experiencing, not trying to control at all, just witnessing, aware, present. This too is lucidity. This too is freedom. Nightmare resolution through lucidity. Face the monster. Ask what it wants. Often it transforms, becomes something else, an ally, a teacher, your own rejected power, or confront the chase, turn around, stop running. The pursuer often stops too, or dissolves, or explains itself, or you realize it was never dangerous, just frightening, because unknown, because rejected. Integration through recognition, through acceptance, through courage in darkness. Dream yoga, advanced Buddhist practice, not just becoming lucid, but using lucidity to investigate the nature of mind, of reality, of self, recognizing dream as dream, then recognizing waking as equally constructed, equally empty, equally contingent. This insight supposedly transfers to death, to the bardo states, allowing conscious navigation, choice, even liberation, freedom from compulsive rebirth through recognizing it was always dream, always illusion, always empty, always perfect. Your breath has stopped entirely or seems to just the faintest whisper, barely movement. You're sustained by something else now, something deeper. You don't need to breathe, don't need to be, just floating in infinite stillness, in perfect darkness, in endless peace, epic dreams, big dreams, feel different, way different, glow with their own light, mythological imagery, cosmic scope, profound symbolism, numinous quality. You wake transformed. You remember them forever. They mark life transitions, initiations, turning points, whether you recognize it or not. The psyche announcing something is changing, something is complete, something new is beginning. Pay attention. This matters. This means shadow encounters, the dark figure chasing, attacking. These aren't evil, usually just unintegrated, the qualities you reject, deny, project onto others. If you can face the shadow in lucidity, ask it what it wants. Often it transforms, reveals itself as power, as potential, as the very qualities you need but won't claim. Courage, anger, sexuality, creativity, whatever you've deemed unacceptable, lurking in dream form, waiting to be recognized, reclaimed, integrated, made whole. The collective unconscious, Jung's great vision, a layer of psyche, deeper than personal, shared by all humanity, perhaps all life, containing archetypes, universal patterns, expressing through myth, through dream, through synchronicity, whether it exists as Jung conceived, or whether these patterns are culturally transmitted, learned, reinforced. The symbols still appear, the patterns still emerge, the old stories still true, still living, still dreaming through us. Let your mind empty now, completely. No thoughts, no memories, no anticipation, just this moment, this breath, this darkness, nothing before, nothing after, only now, only this eternal, perfect, enough. Sleep talking sometimes reveals dream content, sometimes correlates perfectly. You're describing the action, reacting to events. Other times, no connection, words from nowhere, meaning nothing or everything. Some people hold full conversations while asleep, answering questions, though making little sense. The speech centers, active enough to produce sound, not active enough for coherence, for logic, just fragments, echoes, bubbling up from the deep. Grief dreams evolve, change over months, years. At first, the person appears alive, no acknowledgement of death, denial. Then dreams where you remember they're dead, or they tell you they're leaving. goodbye dreams. Later, peaceful visits, conversations, the relationship continuing in dream space forever, transformed but unbroken. Some bereaved people live for these dreams or wait for them or treasure them. Others find them painful, confusing, reopening wounds. Most, both, gratitude and grief, intertwined. Trauma dreams stay hot, vivid, terrifying, long after the event. They don't diminish naturally, don't fade. PTSD hallmark, the normal emotional processing, it fails. The dream replays raw, again and again, sometimes for decades, but treatment helps. Imagery, rehearsal therapy, rewriting the dream while awake, choosing a different ending, a better ending, then rehearsing it again and again until gradually the new version appears in sleep, replacing the trauma, rewriting the past, healing what couldn't heal alone. And we continue drifting deeper still through more mysteries, more dreams. Let your body sink even further, if that's possible. Heavier than heavy, beyond weight, beyond substance. You're becoming the darkness itself, the silence, the infinite space between thoughts. Dream deprivation does terrible things. When people are prevented from dreaming, woken every time REM begins, within days they show symptoms: irritability, anxiety, difficulty concentrating, hunger, especially for carbohydrates, the brain craving what it needs, demanding the dream time back. And when finally allowed to sleep normally, REM rebound happens. Intense dreaming, excessive dreaming, the brain catching up, gorging on what it was denied. Sometimes nightmares increase during rebound, the emotional backlog flooding through, overwhelming the system. Some researchers believe we need dreams for memory consolidation, for learning, for emotional regulation. Students who study then sleep, especially REM-rich sleep. They perform better than those who stay awake. The information needs to be dreamed, needs to pass through that strange processing, that reshuffling, that mysterious integration that only happens in sleep, in dreams, in darkness. Your muscles have forgotten how to move. They lie there, slack, peaceful, belonging to someone else, something else. You're just awareness now, just consciousness, floating free, unattached, witness to this body, this breath, this moment, but not bound by them, not limited, not contained. Polyphasic sleep creates strange dream experiences. When people sleep in multiple short bursts throughout the day instead of one long night, REM gets compressed, concentrated. The brain enters REM almost immediately, skipping the earlier stages, desperate for dream time. And the dreams that come, they're intense, bizarre, hypnagogic imagery constantly. You're never fully awake, never fully asleep, living on the threshold, in the doorway, all the time. Some find this enlightening, Most find it exhausting, unsustainable. The brain needs its rhythms, its cycles, its proper time in each stage. Micro-naps, even just 5 minutes, can produce full dream narratives, the brain seizing the opportunity, generating story, character, emotion, world in seconds, like time compression or time expansion, depending how you measure. Salvador Dali used this, Edison too, hovering on the edge of sleep, catching the hypnagogic visions, the creative insights, the impossible connections that only form when logic loosens, when the rational mind steps back, when dreams begin their work. Feel the mattress beneath you, or do you feel it anymore? Maybe you've merged with it, become it. No boundary, no separation, just continuous existence, flowing, blending, one thing becoming another, the way dreams do, the way consciousness does when left alone, when allowed to drift, to dissolve. Daydreaming and night dreaming, they're related, cousins, different expressions of the same underlying process, the default mode network, activating when you're not focused on external tasks, the mind wandering, making connections, exploring scenarios. Some researchers estimate we spend 30 to 50% of waking hours daydreaming, lost in thought, in possibility, in imagination, and then another 2 hours dreaming at night. That's enormous. Maybe a third of your entire mental life spent in states other than focused attention, other than what we call being awake. The bizarreness of dreams can be quantified, measured on scales. Scientists rate implausibility, discontinuity, incongruity. Normal dreams score around 5 on a 10-point scale. Strange, but not maximally strange. Lucid dreams often score lower. Consciousness imposing order, logic, constraints. Nightmares score higher, 7, 8, 9. The rules completely abandoned, replaced by pure emotion, pure terror, driving increasingly impossible scenarios, increasingly fragmented narratives, until nothing makes sense except the feeling, the overwhelming feeling. And yet while dreaming, it all seems normal, coherent. You accept the impossible, embrace it, live it fully. Only upon waking do you realize, oh, that made no sense. That couldn't happen. That was impossible. The dream logic, it's convincing, seductive, total, while you're inside it. Only distance reveals the strangeness, the beauty, the utterly alien nature of that nightly experience. Thump, thump. Your heart barely exists now, just the faintest echo, the ghost of a pulse. Are you still breathing? Are you still here? Or have you already crossed over into sleep, into dreams, into that other country where different rules apply, different truths emerge, emotion regulation through dreaming? This happens automatically. whether you remember dreams or not. The brain processing feelings from the day, from the week, from childhood, from yesterday morning, softening them, integrating them, metabolizing raw emotion into memory, into understanding, into wisdom. People shown disturbing images, then tested after sleep. They react less strongly. The emotional charge reduced, managed, transformed through REM, through dreams, through the mysterious alchemy that happens in darkness. Some people never remember dreams. They wake with nothing, blank, empty. Are they not dreaming? No, they're dreaming. Everyone dreams, multiple times per night, but the memory, it doesn't form or doesn't transfer or gets erased in the transition. The why of this? Still unclear. Some people seem to wake briefly after each REM period, just enough to encode the dream. Others don't, sleep deeply, uninterrupted, and the dreams wash away like waves on sand, leaving no trace, no evidence, no memory, just the effect, the emotional processing, the cognitive consolidation happening invisibly, unconsciously. Animals dream, we're certain now. Dogs run in sleep, paws twitching, whimpering, chasing. Cats too, though they're harder to read. Rats replay maze patterns, the same neural sequences firing during sleep as during waking exploration. Are they conscious in these dreams? Do they experience? Do they know? We can't ask, can't know, but something is happening, some kind of processing, some kind of experience. Perhaps birds dream too. Zebra finches, studied extensively. They rehearse songs during sleep, the same brain regions activating, the same patterns, practicing, perfecting. Some researchers believe this is how they learn, consolidate, improve, through nocturnal rehearsal, through dream practice, and their beaks. They move, silently singing in sleep, performing concerts no one hears, in worlds no one sees. Even octopuses might dream. These alien intelligences, distributed brains, 9 brains technically, 1 in each arm. During sleep they change colors, patterns rippling across their skin, rapid, shifting, suggesting something, imagery perhaps, experience. Are they dreaming of hunting, of hiding, of the deep? We don't know, can't know, but it looks like dreaming. It feels like dreaming, and the mystery deepens, spreads, suggesting consciousness. Dreaming might be more common, more fundamental than we ever imagined. Let your jaw hang open now, completely slack, your tongue heavy, resting, all the muscles of your face released. You're not holding any expression anymore, not presenting anything, just being, existing, pure and simple, without effort, without intention, without anything at all. Archetypal symbols, they do appear consistently across cultures, across time. The wise old man showing up in dreams of people who've never studied Jung, never read mythology. The great mother, the trickster, the shadow, the divine child, the hero, the guide. Are these inherited, built into the brain, into DNA? Or are they learned, culturally transmitted, absorbed through stories, through media, through collective human experience? Jung believed the former, a collective unconscious, a shared psychic substrate, containing these primordial images, these archetypes, expressing through dreams, through myths, through the stories we tell, whether we know their source or not. Modern psychology is skeptical, prefers cultural transmission, learning, but the question remains. Why do these images appear so consistently, so predictably, so powerfully, regardless of culture, regardless of conscious knowledge? Cross-cultural dream interpretation reveals fascinating patterns. In the West, teeth falling out might mean anxiety, loss of control, powerlessness. In some Chinese traditions, it predicts death in the family, specific family members depending which teeth. In other cultures, different meanings entirely. Water might represent emotion in one tradition, money in another, transformation in a third. The symbols shift, slide, refuse to stay fixed. And yet, the impulse to interpret, to find meaning, to see dreams as messages, this is universal, ancient, perhaps essential to being human. Some people report shared dreams, dreaming together, experiencing the same narrative, the same locations, seeing each other, interacting from different perspectives. Mutual dreaming. There's no scientific mechanism for this, no explanation, no way it should be possible. And yet, people tell these stories, describe matching details that shouldn't match, coincidental perhaps, or suggestion, confabulation, or something else, something we don't understand yet. The universe might be stranger, more connected, more mysterious than our models allow. Your breathing has become imperceptible, a ghost breath, a memory of breathing. You're sustained by something else now, something deeper than oxygen, than physiology, than physics. Just existing, floating, held by the universe itself, cradled in infinite darkness, safe, so safe. Dream telepathy experiments conducted in the 60s and 70s at Maimonides Medical Center, trying to transmit images, symbols, to sleeping subjects in another room. The sender focusing intensely on a target image, the dreamer, sleeping, monitored, woken during REM, asked to describe dreams. Sometimes, surprisingly often, the dreams matched, corresponded, contained elements of the target image, not perfectly, but significantly, above chance, enough to be intriguing, troubling, suggesting, but replication has been difficult, inconsistent. The effect, if it exists, is small, fragile, easily disrupted. Skeptics say it's statistical artifacts, publication bias, fraud even. Believers say consciousness is more than we know, more connected, more capable. The question sits there, unanswered, uncomfortable, in the space between hard science and lived experience. Astral projection, out-of-body experiences. These feel distinct from ordinary dreams, qualitatively different. People report floating above their bodies, looking down, seeing themselves sleeping, then traveling, moving through walls, through space, seeing things they shouldn't be able to see, from perspectives they shouldn't have access to. Sometimes details check out, verifiable information, more often ambiguous, uncertain. Could be dreams with unusual vividness, unusual perspective, or something else. The line between lucid dream and OBS are blurry, contested, deeply personal. Some spiritual traditions don't distinguish them, see them as the same phenomenon, consciousness free from the body. Others insist they're different, OBEs being real separation, lucid dreams being imagination, construction. Neither position is proven, provable. The experience remains powerful, transformative, mysterious, regardless of explanation, regardless of mechanism. Healing dreams have been reported since ancient times. Dreams where illness is diagnosed, where treatment is revealed, where recovery begins. The Greeks practiced temple sleep, sleeping in sanctuaries dedicated to Asclepius, the healing god, seeking dream guidance, dream intervention. Sometimes, often enough to maintain the practice for centuries, it worked. People healed, problems resolved. Was it placebo, the mind's power over body, or something more? Something we've lost, forgotten, dismissed as superstition. Modern medicine mostly ignores dreams, sees them as irrelevant, epiphenomenal, noise. But patients still report them. Diagnostic dreams, dreams of tumours before discovery, dreams of heart attacks before symptoms, dreams warning, preparing, knowing somehow, coincidence, pattern seeking in retrospect, or some kind of somatic awareness, the body knowing before the mind, communicating through dreams, through symbols, through story. Feel yourself expanding now, growing, filling the room, the building, the city. You're vast, limitless, containing everything, all experience, all possibility. You're the dreamer, and the dream, and the dreaming itself, indivisible, eternal, perfect, prophetic dreams, precognitive dreams. These are controversial. Many people swear they've had them, dreamed something, then it happened, exactly as dreamed, sometimes days later, sometimes years. The feeling is unmistakable, undeniable. This is what I saw. This is what I knew. Skeptics say confirmation bias, selective memory. You dream hundreds of things, thousands, Eventually one will match reality by pure chance, by statistics, and you forget all the misses. Remember only the hits. Inflate their accuracy. Find matches where none exist. And yet, the feeling persists across cultures, across time. The uncanny recognition, the certainty, the detailed correspondence. Sometimes too detailed, too specific, too exact to dismiss easily. Maybe time isn't what we think. Maybe causation flows backward sometimes. Maybe consciousness can access information outside normal channels, outside normal time. Or maybe we're just pattern-seeking machines, desperate for meaning, for control, for the comfort of believing we can see what's coming. Dream déjà vu is different, not dreaming the future, but dreaming something that feels familiar, ancient, like you've dreamed this exact dream before, though you know you haven't, couldn't have. A glitch, a doubling, the brain misfiring, marking new experience as old, creating false familiarity. Or perhaps some dreams do recur so subtly, so similarly, that they blur together, overlap, create the feeling of repetition, of return, of eternal recurrence. Shape-shifting environments define dreams. You're in your childhood home, but it's also your current apartment. But it's also a castle, a spaceship, a forest, all at once or in rapid succession. The building morphs, expands, contracts, grows impossible rooms, staircases to nowhere, doors that open into other dimensions, Escher-like architecture, non-Euclidean geometry, spaces that fold back on themselves, that connect impossibly, that make perfect sense, until you wake and try to describe them, and realize language fails, physics fails, only the feeling remains. Your body has vanished entirely now. If you try to feel it, search for it, you might find nothing, just space, just awareness, floating, free. You're not in a body, not in a room, not in time, just here, now, eternal, infinite, one with everything, separate from nothing. Dream logic puzzles appear constantly, your mind presenting problems, riddles, urgent tasks. You must organize all the colors by temperature. You need to find the square root of purple. You have to remember the taste of Thursday. Absurd, impossible, but in the dream, vital, meaningful, desperate. The solution feels close, just out of reach. If you could just think clearly, focus, but you can't, because dream thinking doesn't work that way, doesn't follow those rules, operates on different principles, emotional principles, associative principles, symbolic principles. Familiar strangers populate every dream, people you know but don't, faces that feel right, that belong, but can't be placed, can't be named, dream characters generated wholesale, or composites, mashups of multiple people, features borrowed, recombined. The brain's casting department, filling roles, creating societies, entire civilizations, all from memory, all from imagination, all from nothing, dissolving at dawn, returning to the void from which they came. Some lucid dreamers interview these characters, ask them questions. Who are you? What do you represent? What do you want? The answers range from profound to absurd, from helpful to hostile. Sometimes they claim to be aspects of the dreamer's psyche. Sometimes they insist they're independent, autonomous, real in some other way. Who's right? Are they just imagination talking to itself? Or is something else happening? Some kind of dissociated awareness, some other level of self, communicating, teaching, revealing. Voices in dreams can be startlingly clear, distinct, with their own tone, their own character, saying things you'd never think consciously, offering wisdom or cruelty or nonsense. Some are your own voice, narrating, commenting, analyzing. Others are external, belonging to dream characters or to no one, disembodied, emanating from the dream space itself, like voices of gods, of the universe, of the unconscious speaking directly, without mediation, without permission. Surreal dream physics persist consistently. You can breathe underwater, always. Everyone can. It's never questioned, never surprising. You can pass through walls, sometimes, when needed, when the dream requires it. But you can't run, almost never. Your legs heavy, slow, moving through molasses, through concrete, and you can't punch, can't fight effectively. Your blows land soft, weak, powerless. These limitations, universal, suggesting neural constraints, the sleeping brain unable to fully simulate certain motor patterns, certain physical experiences, and light switches. They rarely work. Ask any experienced dreamer. Light switches in dreams. They flick, but nothing happens, or the light changes wrong, flickers, behaves impossibly. This is a common reality check, a dream sign. If the light switch doesn't work, you're dreaming. The brain, struggling to simulate that specific change, that specific effect. Or perhaps light in dreams comes from elsewhere, from within, not from switches, not from external sources. Let yourself drift even deeper now, if there's deeper to go, beyond depth, beyond direction, beyond space, just falling, floating, flying, all the same, all meaningless. You're nowhere, everywhere. The distinction collapsed, dissolved. You're the mystery itself, experiencing yourself, endlessly, eternally. Sudden dream clarity. This is different from lucidity. You're not aware it's a dream, but everything sharpens, becomes hyper-real, more vivid than waking life. Colors saturate beyond natural, beyond possible. Details proliferate, infinite resolution. You can see individual leaves, read fine print, hear layers upon layers of sound, texture, depth, everything amplified, intensified, more. Some report this as more real than reality, as if waking life is the dream, the reduction, the limitation. And this is truth. This is what consciousness actually is, when freed, when unlimited. Hidden dream messages, or the appearance of messages, books with meaningful titles, the answer you seek, what you already know, the truth about everything. But when you try to read, the text swims, changes, won't stay stable, or signs appear, instructions, directions, codes, the brain leaving breadcrumbs, or seeming to. Maybe it's random, maybe meaningful, maybe both, maybe neither. The interpretation creates the meaning or reveals the meaning, depending on your philosophy, your framework, your belief about what dreams are, what they're for, where they come from. Fragmented conversations happen constantly in dreams. You're talking, but the dialogue jumps, skips, makes no linear sense, or you're trying to explain something urgent, crucial, but words won't come, or come out scrambled, wrong. This reflects the language centers, reduced activity during REA, speech production impaired, comprehension relatively intact. You can hear, understand, respond, but producing coherent language, difficult, like temporary aphasia, dream-induced, yet somehow meaning still transfers through tone, through context, through dream logic, through pathways other than language. Reappearing symbols build your personal mythology over years, over a lifetime. Maybe you keep dreaming of a specific house, a specific landscape, a specific animal or object. These become landmarks, anchors in your inner world. Some never change, some evolve, mature, transform as you do, tracking them through dream journals, through decades, reveals psychological evolution, patterns invisible in waking life, the slow, deep work of the psyche, reshaping itself, integrating, becoming whole. Flash dreams, micro dreams, these happen all the time. Any moment of reduced attention, waiting at a stoplight, sitting in a boring meeting, staring out a window, the brain slips, briefly, into dream generation. A flicker of imagery, a fragment of story, lasting less than a second. Most go unnoticed, pass instantly, but sometimes you catch one, feel it, that strange discontinuity. You were here, and then somewhere else, and then back, like a skip in time, a glitch in consciousness. The boundary between wake and dream, thinner than we pretend, more permeable, more fluid. Thump, thump. Your heart has become so slow, so quiet, like the heart of a hibernating bear, barely beating, barely needed. You're sustained by stillness, by silence, by the infinite patience of the universe, holding you, breathing you, being you. Dream colors fascinate researchers. Some people always dream in vivid color, technicolor, supersaturated. Others never do, only grayscale, black and white, sepia tones. Most people experience both. Variation, depending on the dream, on the content, on unknown factors. There's no clear pattern, no consistent explanation. Some suggest media influence. People who grew up with black and white television reported more black and white dreams. Now, in the color era, color dreams dominate, but individual variation persists, mysterious, unexplained. And the colors themselves, sometimes impossible colors, colors that don't exist in waking, that can't exist, combinations the eye can't see, the brain can't process normally, but in dreams, there they are, vivid, clear, unmistakable, until you wake and try to remember and find. You can't. The memory won't hold. The color won't translate. Exists only there, in dream space, in that other reality. Quiet dreams versus cinematic dreams. The full spectrum. Some dreams are intimate, small, subtle. A conversation with a friend, a walk through a garden, gentle, still, peaceful. Others are epic, apocalyptic, cosmic, explosions, battles, worlds ending, gods walking, massive and overwhelming. Most people experience both, the range, the variety, and both matter, both process, both integrate. Small dreams for small adjustments, big dreams for big transformations. Quiet dreams for gentle healing, loud dreams for dramatic change, sensory blending, synesthesia, even more common in dreams than waking. You might hear colors, each hue having its own sound, its own note, or taste music, sweet melody, bitter dissonance, or see sound as geometry, as light, as waves in space. Normal sensory boundaries, already somewhat artificial, constructs of brain organization, dissolve further in dreams. Everything cross-connects, bleeds together, creates novel experiences, impossible sensations. The brain freed from evolutionary constraints, from the need to accurately model reality, just playing, exploring, discovering what consciousness can do when unbound. The universe keeps turning, where dreams rise and reshape themselves in the dark, and we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries